Pemi Loop is a 30-mile hike northeast of the small mountain town of Lincoln, New Hampshire. The loop climbs some of the most incredible scenery in the White Mountains in a single day, including the Bonds, South Twin, Garfield, Franconia Ridge, and Mount Liberty and Flume. At just over 9,000 feet of elevation gain, you climb over 600 feet per mile on ascents and descend over 600 feet per mile on descents. Packing for such a long hike requires a balance of having enough food, water, and layers, all at the same time not bringing so much weight that it slows you down. While most people do the Pemi Loop clockwise, today I'll be hiking it counterclockwise. I did the Pemi Loop clockwise in August of 2022 on no sleep, starting at 2 a.m. As a result, the day was absolutely grueling. This day, I wanted to see if I could enjoy it when I was rested, prepped, and ready. Today, I know I'll need my headlamp, water filter, and plenty of food. But you always pack more than you need because you never truly know what you'll need until you're out on the trail. Little night before dinner here, got some pad see ew from my favorite Thai place. One thing about eating when you're prepping for something big like this, just have what you like, but don't have something that's gonna upset your stomach. Just use common sense. And eat something with enough calories. You know, you do want a carb load. This has got a lot of noodles in it. All right, just after 1 a.m. here. Got the coffee locked and loaded. Bunch of snacks, ready to rock. All right, so great timing, 2:01 a.m. My alarm just went off, which was supposed to wake me up, but I decided to wake up a little early this morning. And as you can see up here on the left, I am officially in New Hampshire. Pulling up on Lincoln, New Hampshire here. It's a ghost town right now. It's about 3:39 in the morning. About 10 minutes from the trailhead. Here at Lincoln Woods. Got the boots on. It's fueling up before I go. Very important here to pay your fare. Alright, quick preview of what I'll be doing. Here's the Pemi Loop. Doing here, it's a Bond Cliff Trail. All the way to the Bonds here. Gonna hit West Bond, South Twin, up here, over to Gale Head, down that steep slope over to Garfield, and then finally over Franconia Ridge, down to Osseo. Crossing the bridge here. It's cool enough that I can see my breath, but not that I want to put on another layer. Can't see anything on the phone, but you can see the sky here in person. And the stars. Listen to that Pemi roar. Super wide open trail. You can see it's like walking on a road here. But it's a pretty nice trail. Got the Pemi right over here. Trees. A lot is changing up here because it's been so wet. Including, just saw a sign talking about the erosion. It was never like this. It used to be steep, but it just goes straight down. I've got stuff here. You can see the dawn coming. Man, look at that. Straight off a cliff. That's crazy. Really mellow beginning to my day, which is going to be a longer one, so it doesn't hurt to conserve that energy. Just past the entering the Pemi sign. Now we're headed towards the Bonds off of Lincoln Woods. A little more narrow, feels like an actual trail here. Dawn's still coming, but not quite here yet. Really nice way to enjoy a flat, otherwise, you know, not super interesting trail, but here in the dawn. Birds chirping, really cool. Man, that sun's just taking its sweet time to come up. Usually around this time, I'm hustling, sprinting to make it somewhere to watch the sunrise, but not so much today. 8 miles, there was no way I was gonna make it unless I started at like maybe midnight or a little after. And that means I wouldn't have slept. So it's worth the 3 hours of sleep. I'll get sunrise another time. Headlamps finally off. Birds are in full swing. Gets spooky out here. For some reason it felt even spookier as I could begin to see a little bit. Sun seems to be officially up somewhere over there, east of Bondcliff. Occasionally you can see it in the distance. Just a nice, cool morning. Grabbing some water here. Of course, gonna filter this. Some nice fresh water. This is essentially a liter that I didn't have to carry in. Still hitting spider webs on Bondcliff, which tells me I'm the first one here. Oh yeah, just up to the river back there. Look at how much cleaner that is. That's some good water. All right, going up Bondcliff. We're getting there. A couple trail runners passed me. Sure, my pride. It's okay. I'll catch them. See, that's awesome. Just chug that. Ice cold, refreshing. Now I'm hydrated. A little cooled off. Perfect. Finally got a little uphill here. A little significant uphill, I should say. Kind of messes with you. Starts so flat for so long. I feel like it's gonna do that forever. Get complacent, but it's all right. We're moving. What a cool part of the trail. Never noticed this when I'm coming down, probably because above is even more epic, but really cool opening. So, strange feature here at the end of Bondcliff. I'm gonna do almost like a U shape. Come right around. All right, made it to the Alpine. Nice little step ladder. And we're gonna have some views. Bit of a hazy day, but man, it's hard to complain. Got Bondcliff, where I just came from. Then I'm gonna hit Bonds right through this trail, hook over, do the little spur over to West Bonds in a few minutes. And this is kind of the Pemi, right? That's the middle of the Pemi, the loop. Kind of goes like this. With me sweating through my shirt and the wind, it's actually a little bit nippy up here, but man, gorgeous views every single direction. It's this whole hike. That's where I want to end up in hopefully not too many hours. Just coming down Bond, headed over to West Bond. A little awkward talking to myself on the tops of mountains where others are. So it's just gonna be video for that, maybe a little music. This is one of my favorite peaks, one of my favorite spots. You literally can't see a sign of civilization from here. Do you see a road? Do you see a city? Anywhere? Incredible. Probably the most remote peak in and the whites, and you can see so much from here, but it is so remote. I've had it to myself every time I've been here. Incredibly, this is my 4th time in a row. Only climbed this mountain 4 times. Every single time, had it completely to myself. People kind of come up and they just leave. You get this beautiful summit rock. There's no trail that goes there, but that's the continuation of the mountain. There's Bond Cliff and Bonds, where I just came from. Climbed to the spur, West Bond Spur. So you can see this kind of jut out sort of into the Pemi, and now you can start to see the walk over to get South Twin, and finally down behind that is Galehead, Garfield, Lafayette, Lincoln, Liberty, Flume, and so on. That's where I'm headed next. Let's see how muddy it is. First of all, can you see the steam coming out? A little chocolate, saving the day. Chocolate covered espresso beans, chocolate covered almonds, Trader Joe's special. Making me a whole new man. Pretty awesome little campground. Some people say it's over there. All Trail says it's here. It's not an official 4,000 footer. Although people say someday it might be. Someday it might take over the Galehead. Another great one. Perfect. Class A. And then finally South Twin over here. Amazing, amazing view. You'll see them all. Zealand is that way. A lot of people will actually head on Zealand, which I think is so comic. That's only 3 miles. If you had that in North Twin, it's like a 36, 37 mile journey. It's called the Super Extended Pemi. What I'm doing is called just an extended Pemi. Now we're back to the trees. Narrow this is. It's very New Hampshire, Vermont characteristic. In this space here, around 12 or so miles in, maybe 13. So last time I did the Pemi Loop, I did it clockwise. This time, doing it counterclockwise. When I did the Pemi Loop last August, kind of freaked out. I slept at the Notch. I pulled an all-nighter. Didn't sleep a wink. Maybe 10 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes. But I had been planning it so long, I put it off so many times that I just decided to go for it. And I was meeting someone at the trailhead, so I hiked it. I was exhausted. I didn't enjoy it. So that's why I'm back. You know, why do a Pemi Loop in a single day? I want to see if I can really enjoy it. I also was in really, really good shape last summer. My single focus was to do the Pemi Loop, and I did it. So I accomplished that goal. But what I want to do now that I've done it, and I know I can do it, is see if I can do it and enjoy it without training. So because of the weather, unfortunately, I haven't been hiking. It's been so wet, so muddy. Just hasn't been worth it for me all spring and early summer. It's really shot. Hiked once in June, once in May. All I did to quote unquote train for this was walk once a day, and last week I ran some hills in my neighborhood. And so far, so good. Don't want to speak too soon, but The sleep I got is definitely helping. Enjoyed a little more so far, and hopefully things continue to go well. No matter which way you come, climb up South Twin is never easy. One of the higher peaks in the Whites. Almost there. Headed down South Twin. I could have stayed up there forever. Headed over to Garfield and Franconia Ridge. How far is it up there?
Not far at all. It feels long because you figure once you get here, it should be the top for 3 minutes probably. Yeah.
Hi.
Made it. It's baking in the sun there. It's nice to get a little shade. Heading over to Garfield's. Scoff down a nice chocolate cake for $2 at the Galehead Hut. Also, my pack is the heaviest it's been all day. Feeling a bit weighed down, but also energized. Just drank 3 liters of water at the hut, which would make for about 9 or 10 for the day if I drink everything I have on me. Said this section was going to be killer, huh? I think Lafayette will be even worse. The extra weight, extra heat, afternoon. Got this final climb to Garfield coming up here. Then I'll take a nice rest, drink my bottle of electrolytes, which will lighten the load. Making good time, but also trying to save a little gas for the end. Definitely get some mileage and a little bit of climbing to go. Definitely a tough stretch here. Hanging in though. Watch out for the mud. Yeah, it's as steep as it looks. Okay. See her there in the background. Silver lining is, once I get to the peak of Lafayette, that's a hike I know I've done a million times, and it's not too bad. Also, my pack's a bit lighter, so that is good. But I'm definitely freaking tired from Garfield, and according to all trails, push up Lafayette is even bigger. Definitely see why people do it clockwise and why that's like the traditional prevailing way to do a Pemi. But psychologically, it's hard to put these steeps in the final third. That being said, I was super physically prepared and, clockwise kicked my ass last August. Part of that was psychological because I hadn't done it and hadn't slept. But the nice part about it is you front load most of the steeps. But then once you hit up South Twin, you're in the clear, which is no small task, but still, that's the last 13, 14 miles. You can just kind of cruise. So that is definitely a benefit. Struggle is real. We got this. Want to know what happened after I said we got this? Slipped directly into a mud pile. First time all day. I don't know if we got this. That's a false summit. All the way up here. Still not at the summit, but oh, an awesome day. Absolutely beautiful. It's getting absolutely hammered by bugs. So I just started sending it. Sort of been grazing all day. And I know this is a snack, but it's the closest thing I got to a real meal, something savory. Washington's poked its head out. And you can see my trip all the way across here, out to West Pond, all the way around, down up to Garfield, down up to here. Lafayette next. Alright, home stretch here, down to Little Haystack, Liberty, then Flume. You can see the little climb for each, but definitely not as bad as stuff I've already done today. Just got through Little Haystack, which is great because I need a little shade. Just got some of it here. I was contemplating bailing right down Liberty Springs or Falling Waters, but realized I do have 2 liters that I'm carrying. Oh, isn't that big view right here? Bing boom. Let's go. This kid just gave me water. Should help. This little secret lookout on Osseo. Probably the last big views of the day. Fucking dead. Just want to find Lincoln Woods so bad. Still a half mile. Forever been a half mile. Final stretch on Osseo Trail here. Grab some more water, because obviously I need it. Walk out Lincoln Woods, a little over a mile. This is what I was talking about on the way here. Look at that drop. Yikes. Look at me. Hot freaking mess, but 1 mile flat walk away from doing a Pemi Loop. I'll call it a win. Started at 4 a.m. finishing at 8 o'clock on the dot. Just under 16 hours. It's an hour and a half slower than last year's pace when I trained for it heavily, and I would say did the easier version of it by doing it clockwise. Oh man, what a freaking day.